Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today. This is my first live stream that I'm going to be doing for this Miss Universe Philippines season. And I'm really, really excited because I'm going to be introducing you today to one of the candidates, someone that I love, that I've been looking up to for the past few days. And I'm really, really happy to present her to you. So I'm just going to allow maybe like a few minutes for a few more people to join. Just let me know if you can hear me properly, everyone. If you are here, just let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Hello, hello. Loud and clear. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love red. All right, you guys. So I don't want to keep you waiting for too long. So I'm going to introduce my beautiful guest today. Her name is Jedidah. And I don't want to get the last name wrong. Korinihona. Hopefully. She will be able to confirm it for me in just a few seconds. I'm sending her the request right now. So come on, Jedidah. We're waiting for... There you go.
All right.
Oh,
Hi.
hello.
You said it perfectly well. Don't worry.
Oh my God. Thank you,
Yeah.
Jesus. How
Thank
is
you,
it
Jesus,
going?
indeed. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. A lot of people has been asking me too, Louise, like, how's it going? How's the feeling? I'm like, definitely fine, but then overwhelming. So,
I know, exactly. I can only
exactly.
imagine, especially after such a big announcement and after it's been what, almost a week at this point since the announcement?
Yeah, it's been a week, and what's really crazy, Louise, is my expectations were like, okay, I think they're going to be emailing me first. I was like, okay, I thought that was going to be it. They're going to be emailing me first, and then all of a sudden, poof, I just received a notification from a friend saying, congratulations, you made it to the 100. I'm like, what's going on?
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine what was going through your head at that point. But I
Exactly.
mean, it just makes absolute sense. Look at you, you're gorgeous.
Thank
And
you.
the first thing I'm going to ask you, even before we get into any questions, is how
Of
do you look
course.
so fresh in the morning? Give
Oh
us a
my goodness.
secret.
Um, I think it's really good sleep and enough water.
Oh,
I
okay.
have really, really underestimated every single time my mom keeps on telling me, drink water, drink water, drink 8 glasses of water. And I'm like, nah, 8 glasses is too much.
I know.
But then
Yeah.
they keep on saying that, yeah, water is really good for your body. And I just realized that now during pageant season that I didn't realize how water is just so important. So, and
I
good
know,
sleep.
right?
I think sleep is just really important, especially in the pandemic. Everybody's body clock changes. So,
I know. And I feel like water and sleep are underrated sometimes. Like we don't pay enough
exactly.
attention to it until
Hmm.
we actually really, really need it. Like right now I have a filter on. Otherwise, girl, you'd be scared,
You know what?
okay?
I'm just gonna increase the light so that my real human face would. Okay. Oh, there you go. See, you guys all see.
Flawless. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, my darling. So I'm super excited to have you here today. This is actually the first series that I'm doing for this
Wow, such an
season.
honor.
You are my first one, yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank
you've
you.
been one of the most requested ones, as a matter of fact.
Really?
So I wanted to ask
Wow.
you, how do you feel so far about the people's reaction, with the announcement, people's response so far? How do you feel?
Um, Personally, like I said, it's really overwhelming. This is
Yeah.
the very first ever national pageant I'm joining. The
Hmm.
last time I joined was a local pageant in our municipality in Matanao,
Okay.
Davao del Sur. And every single time people say that, oh my goodness, you deserve to be there, you're so pretty, and you do have the heart for the people, and a lot of people need to hear that. But then right now, being on where I am as a contestant, I think people never really understand that it's not just about the fame and the beauty, and it's
Hmm.
it's it's more about a mental battle every single day. And a lot of
Exactly.
beauty queens needs to understand this, especially for beauty queen aspirants. It's not just about flaunting your beauty. It's not just about flaunting what you can do as a person and as a beauty queen, but as well as you're putting yourself in a situation wherein people would definitely judge you. Well,
Mm-hmm.
where let's just be very truthful to this. It's people, especially random who are not uneducated, who are not aware, they will sexualize you. And especially now, you are in social media. Everyone could just slid into your DMs. People could just PM you, private message you. And yeah, it's something a lot to take on as a beauty queen. And especially right now, you are running for a national pageant.
Exactly.
And knowing that Philippines, it is a pageant powerhouse. So yeah, it's a lot
Exactly.
to take in, but I'm pretty much doing it well. So yeah.
Exactly. So far, you're doing extremely well.
Yeah,
And, I really like what you were saying because a lot of the time, especially from the beginning, we tend to focus on, of course, all the positive that comes with this, right? Suddenly, there's a
exactly.
lot of attention, people looking up to you, they want to know more about you. But at the same
Exactly.
time, there's a side to it that we don't talk as much. That is, the critiques and, maybe the bashers and, the
Hmm.
responsibility and the pressure that comes with it.
Hmm.
So how do you feel like you will be able to handle it? For example, if you were given the chance to have the crown, the Miss Universe
Yes.
Philippines crown,
Hmm.
how do you think you will manage that pressure that comes with that?
You know what, Louise? I tell this to people. I never just join into something or get into something without a
Hmm.
purpose. I
Yeah.
always choose to live a purpose-driven life. Because what's the use of coming into something, like a pageant, wherein people would bash you? I grew up, believe it or not, Louise, I've been bashed because of the way I look. My curls,
Yeah.
my hair. People would throw their opinions over me, like you're not enough, you're not worth it. Um, I stand 5'8", and my body build is not a petite, like Filipino women, a stereotype Filipino women. I'm more an athletic type. That's why I was a volleyball player. Um,
Mm.
so you're going to put in a situation wherein people would literally throw at your face your insecurities. But I do believe that, your insecurities will eventually become your assets,
Mm.
and that's why I'm here. It's because I stand out. My insecurities, my hair, my skin, my build, my height, these were my insecurities before. And I'm just a living proof that this right now became my assets into winning the crown. So every single time people throw at me bashes or single all those really bad things that they would my insecurities, they will point out that to me.
Yeah.
I will tell them, well, my weapons right now into winning the crown, my assets to winning the crown right now were my insecurities. So everything
Exactly.
that people throw at me will be my weapons eventually in the future. So
Exactly.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So it's something.
I'm actually very, very excited for you and what you're going to do
Yeah,
during the competition, what you will be able to, the message that you will be able to put out into the universe, because this is not only an opportunity for you to show those people who maybe insulted you, that sent you hate, that that didn't like the way that you looked. It is an opportunity for you to show them what you really have, what you're capable of, but also for people out there who look just like you to see
yeah,
that it is possible. I mean,
yeah.
honestly, that's
It's
just an
just
awesome message.
Yeah, you know what, Louise? I was just so happy. As much as it is overwhelming for me,
Mhm.
and it's really something a lot to take in. You know what? There were mothers and girls who look like me. I've been receiving a lot of messages. You know what? My daughter looks like you, and it's just so amazing to see someone in a national pageant that embodies a lot of things that the community or the majority wouldn't accept. And it's just
Yeah,
amazing to actually hear that. I love you so much, you remind me of my kid. Oh my goodness, ate, your curls, I do have curly hair too. Oh my goodness, I do have morena skin. And it's just amazing. And a lot of people right now, what a lot of people do not understand is when you see someone with curly hair and you
yeah,
see someone flaunting that, one fellow, I would look at it and we would have this eye contact, when I see someone flaunting their curls, because it really takes a whole lot of courage just to flaunt your curls here in the Philippines, because
Yeah.
we've been really bullied a lot for it. So it's just amazing. So mabuhay talaga mga kulot.
Oh. Well, I really hope that people are open-minded and that they give you the opportunity to show them what you're capable of. I mean, just talking to you right now, I can feel your energy. I get like positive
Thank
vibes.
you.
I get
Mhm.
like, good skill, good so communication skills. I mean, you're very good at this, and obviously you are gorgeous. I mean, so the
Thank
full
you.
package.
Thank you so much.
Let's take a quick
Yeah.
moment because I see so many people sending you
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
messages.
I can. Oh,
Everyone's like, Ate
yeah.
Jedi.
Yeah. Hi,
Hi,
everyone. Yes.
everyone. And while you're
Mhm.
here watching us, please don't forget to go and vote for Jedi and really show your support and love. It's really important, especially now that, that is the time to really show support for the candidates. Um, what would you say will be the biggest challenge for you in this competition? What is it that you feel like you still have to work on?
Well, since it's a beauty pageant and that you really need to learn the walk, the passerella. Okay, I believe I know I have the face
Yeah.
and I do have the voice, but it's time to do the walk. And it's something that we're still figuring it out. I'm just really blessed to have a great pageant coach. His name is Raman. Kuya Neil Russ Amon, and I call him Coach Russ or Kuya Russ. And he's very, very into me. He's like, okay, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to practice on because it's more about muscle memory. And like, okay, heads on focus. This is my weakness because I'm a very clumsy person. If there's one weakness that I wanted to flaunt, I'm a very clumsy person. But yeah, I have to walk. I have to really learn onto the walk because in order for people to hear your voice, you need to flaunt that walk. And yeah, I
Absolutely.
need to work on to that. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But at least that's an area that you need to improve and you can focus on that. And I believe, I
Yes,
mean, in my
exactly.
opinion, the walk, like the pasarela, is really the most challenging part because it's really technique. Like your
Exactly.
communication skills you can practice. I mean, you're already beautiful. Like you just need like like your glam team and people to help you out. But when it comes to the pasarela, it's really up to you. So
Technical. Yeah.
yeah, but I'm sure you got this in the bag. Just don't stress, just
Yeah.
enjoy the moment, live in the moment,
Exactly.
and everything will be
Hmm.
fine. Have you had the opportunity so far to interact with some other delegates from this year?
Yes, oops, sorry.
No problem.
um, Um, well, I did. Two of the delegates actually, Ian and this girl named Crystal, and they're just amazing people. Ayn was a delegate, is a delegate, and
Mhm.
because we worked on to a brand before, so she's like,
Okay.
"Oh my goodness, hi sister!" I'm like, "Hey," we just say hi, hello, but yeah, that was it. And then there was this other delegate who also did an interview with me. With a big shout out to Pageants Nuggies, and so far that's about it. But yeah, I believe a lot of us were just like so focused onto the requirements and the technicals that we needed to abide on this year. So yeah, abanganin na lang yan.
Perfect. I really like it when I see that the girls, like stick together and they support one another because you're going through a period of time, right? That
Hmm.
it's very exciting, but it can be challenging at times because it's a lot of
Exactly.
changes at the same time
Yeah.
and so many
Yeah.
expectations. But I'm sure that, with the right support system, you can get through it,
Mm.
regardless of the outcome, of the competition.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, can you tell us a little bit about your advocacy? What is it that you're
Okay.
standing for?
Well, I'm all about strengthening family values. And the very
Okay.
reason with that, Louise, is because I grew up as a church kid.
Hmm.
Fun fact about me is both my parents are pastors. So I
Okay.
grew up serving in the ministry, particularly on the children ministry. And I have witnessed kids who go through a lot of pain and a lot of trauma from their own homes.
Mhm.
They come from broken families, and it's just really sad, but at the same time uplifting to hear that they would always come to us as a church because they find a sense of home. And this is why knowing that it's the pandemic, it's just so timely because everybody's at home right now. And there are a lot of unspoken violence, and there's lots of spoken things and battles, a lot of kids and a
Mhm.
lot of people that's going through inside of their homes. And this is why I advocate so much, because growing up, I have witnessed the change of these children from nobody, from a product of violence at home, to now great and amazing professionals in their industries and their domains that they hope to wish that they are pursuing right now. Because it is possible, as long as we instill these family values. I keep on telling these people, home is not a place. It's the people. And it's amazing to have witnessed that all throughout these years, that you're not just you don't just see the issue, but you were able to witness that. You were able to witness this over time. So this is why
Mhm.
I advocate it so much, because I believe that a lot of the issues that we are facing through right now, whether it's about mental health, or something
Mhm.
about climate change, I believe it's something to be discussed that inside homes. I believe your first teachers should be your parents or your guardians, those ones who took care of you. So that's one thing that I believe I should be highlighting on, and being able to bring that in a national platform.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah.
know what I really like about it is that it's something that, like you're saying, it's extremely timely because of
Hmm.
the pandemic, everything that is going on. Even if we didn't have a pandemic going on right now, it's something that
Yeah.
it's extremely relevant, but not only within the Philippines, but also internationally, right? Because the goal in
Yeah.
the long term, right, is thinking of the international pageant of Miss
Hmm.
Universe. If you get the
Yeah.
crown in the Philippines, of course. And this is something that I know that a lot of people are going to relate to. A lot of people will gravitate towards this, right? Because it's such a
Yeah.
relevant subject. And I feel like sometimes we overlook childhood, and all of the
Exactly.
things that we develop during childhood. Very often
Mm.
later in life, we talk about trauma and treating this and going to therapy and this and
Exactly.
that. But
Hmm.
very often it can be prevented from a very young age.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's just amazing to be able to advocate that, and being able to bring that into light.
Absolutely. So, talking
Okay.
about this, I'm actually gonna take some of the questions from the audience that they're sending us of right now.
Okay.
So, I Love Red is saying, what would you say to a teenager that has low self-esteem or confidence?
Well, I would say to a teenager that your time will come. This is what I've been telling people. I keep on saying those people who have low self-esteem and really low self-confidence, I would say them, look at me. Um, I said that every single thing that I've been insecure about were now my assets into winning the crown. If it's
Yeah.
possible for me, then it's possible for you too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. I feel like it's so important, to put the emphasis into the fact that it gets better,
Yeah,
later in
it
life.
gets
Because
better.
exactly. And I wish that no one had to go through bullying or, being hate on and stuff. But ultimately, I feel like if anything, it helps you hopefully develop um, like a thick skin, later in life.
Yeah,
I believe that it's something that we can learn from and hopefully
yeah,
become stronger. So very
exactly. Yeah.
nice.
Every single thing I had to go through, Louise, those things I never really understood, it really strengthened me over time.
Yeah.
I came to realize that when people try to bash me, or when people say they try to throw their opinions to me, I'm like, okay, as
Yeah,
long as I know for myself that I am beautiful and I'm worthy, and I am enough, I think that's
exactly.
already more than um, everything to embraced in. So yeah.
Exactly. And I believe that, especially now, within the context of a pageant, you will have to get used to this type of comments and this type of, sometimes just let it slide, especially. So this is something that I've been talking to a lot of candidates lately because I'm doing like a small series of interviews with candidates from um, Miss Philippines Earth. I did recently some with Binibining Pilipinas and now Magandang
Mhm.
Pilipinas as well. And sometimes they voice, their concerns, especially when it's like younger candidates, like,
Mhm.
oh, if I don't make it to like the top picks in like the bloggers and this and that.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because I'm a vlogger and I make like top picks myself, and I tell them,
Yeah.
this is just like opinions. This is like people's opinion, and it's for the fans because it's fun for them. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it doesn't define you as a person. Like you can
Exactly.
you can do the competition. People might overlook you when you get to the final stage. You deliver a great performance, and everyone will be like, the dark horse of the competition. Like I love her. Like we didn't see her coming.
Exactly, exactly. This is
So
what I've been telling people as well. I said, at the end of the day, if you know your purpose, just slay it.
yeah.
Eventually people would see your true light within, and you don't need to be affected with other people's opinions. So, yeah,
Exactly. And
yeah.
if you made it to the pageant itself, at the end of the day, that already says a lot about you. Because like out of
Yeah,
how many like hundreds of candidates that sent, their
exactly.
they presented themselves, you were chosen. So I mean, you already have something special.
Thank
All
you,
right.
thank you.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. We have here a question. Okay, we already answered this one. So, Powerhouse of the Philippines is asking, which camp
Mhm.
are you from, or are you an independent candidate?
I am an independent candidate. I do have a pageant coach. I'm not sure if he's
Okay.
here, but I think he's really busy right now because we'll be
Yeah.
doing a training later.
Mhm.
Yeah, his name is Neil Russ Amon, and yeah, he's a great coach. I believe so. Yeah,
Amazing. What do you think will be like the biggest difference between, let's say, having a camp and being independent? Obviously, like having to do most of the things for
yeah,
yourself,
yeah,
but
yeah.
is it a more
Um,
like challenging you feel?
I believe it's more challenging. Like I
Okay.
said, this is the first ever national pageant I'm going through, and suddenly I become independent.
Okay.
It's slightly different from all the pageant veterans that we have here in the Philippines because they used to come from a camp and then they were independent. In my case, I immediately went through an independent as an independent candidate.
Okay.
So I think the challenge would be that because you're not part of a camp, there are a lot
Mm,
of things that you could be highlighted onto the public, but you couldn't because you're not part of the camp.
true.
But like I said, one of the heads of the organization said that just don't do the things that would pressure you.
Yeah.
Focus on the technicals, and eventually you'll get there. I think our Rabia did that, and she slayed it, and that's why she was able to win the Miss Universe Philippines crown. Yeah,
Exactly. And from the same person, so Powerhouse of the Philippines is saying so many independent candidates this year, so exciting. And
yeah,
that's so true. I feel like, when everyone is from like two or three different camps, you kind of know what to expect, because it's like, similar training, similar techniques,
yeah.
and but this year I feel like there's a lot of surprises. And from the
I believe
perspective
so.
of the fans, it's like
Yeah.
a joy to watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Pageant, it's a form of entertainment. It's just so nice to watch. I used to be before I was a contestant and before I was a beauty queen, I used to be a pageant viewer and watcher, and I just love watching different passerellas and different
I
kinds
know.
of beauty. It's just amazing. Yeah.
It becomes an obsession.
Exactly. That's why it's such an honor to
So,
be here, Louise.
oh my God, the honor is all mine, girl. I
Yeah.
was honestly, when you answered my message, I was like jumping in my room. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
because
Me
I
too. I
feel
was
like
like,
I become a
oh,
fangirl.
Louise. Yeah.
If you don't believe me, look at how red I am right now. So I wanted to ask you about the importance of fan voting this season. What's your
Yeah.
opinion about it? How did you feel when the announcement was made and you found out that everything was going to be like for the first few challenges, it was going to be fan voted?
Okay. So, when it comes to fan voting, personally for me, it's a good thing. It's because you get the people involved in.
Right.
I know that, on all pageants, there are judges, right? And you have
Mhm.
to meet in the requirements in order for you to win. And every single year, there's this different series of judges. And I'm just really happy that this year they involved the people.
Yeah.
Because then I just feel like every single time, every single pageant, right? You just feel this unity of provinces that are coming together, and they would check out Miss Universe Philippines. Oh, who is representing Ilocos? Who is representing Bukidnon? Who is representing Negros Occidental? Who is representing Davao del Sur? And it's just amazing to be able to see that. Especially knowing that in Facebook,
Yeah.
we're the top users of the app,
I
and
know.
so and so you could definitely see a lot of people from different provinces rooting for their candidate, and I just love how there's this sense of unity that we have
Mhm.
as Filipinos, especially when knowing that Philippines, Miss Universe Philippines is focusing onto the fan votings, the very,
Exactly.
very challenge. So
Exactly.
yeah.
That's something that I really admire about Filipinos because I'm actually Cuban. I live in Canada, and
Oh,
in
okay.
neither one of those countries, I feel like we really have like a very strong pageant culture, you know? So when I look from the perspective of someone who does not live in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
and I see, for example, when it's like a regional pageant, how everyone like gets around like the beauty queen to uplift her. Then when it's like
Yeah.
a provincial pageant, like it's the same. And then eventually when it becomes like national, everyone is rooting for their candidate. But when the final crown is assigned, it's like it's everyone supporting like this one lady. So I really admire
Yeah.
that. You know, there's really like a sense of community, I feel like. So very nice.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can grab another fun question for you. What is one thing that we will not know about you just by looking at you? And this is coming from Juneo.
Well, guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I love cats. I'm a cat lover.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like it's something a lot of people should know, because every single time, if I'm just so focused onto one thing and I just see a cat at the corner, I'm like, oh my goodness, Jenny, focus, focus. Don't be distracted, or else I'm gonna go through the cat. It's like hug it and kiss it, and eventually it's gonna scratch me.
They're so adorable. Yeah, they're right. That's right. Because they like attention, but not too much attention.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, so what was your perception? I mean, like your first reaction when you saw your name alongside the name of some of like the really well-known like beauty queens, like veterans in this industry, you know? This year, I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of strong candidates, especially with a big following. What was your
Yeah.
initial reaction?
I was so shocked. I was like, okay, you know what? No, I wanted to come in. If I ever come into this pageant, I told myself I will be, this nobody in this
Yeah,
platform. But then
yeah,
I got into the names of a lot of pageant pages that I happened to be one of the a favorite of many pageant pages. And I told myself, oh, wow, it's such an honor. And knowing that these are pageant veterans, and they're great and amazing women who don't just come into because they're pretty, but because they're very, very excellent in their craft.
true.
So to me, I'm happy
Hmm.
and honored, really, to be able to be in line with them, because they're beautiful
Exactly.
women, also with a
Yes.
heart.
Exactly. I absolutely agree with you. And you know, I was talking about this with other candidates as well because you know, if I try to put myself in your shoes for like 2 seconds and I tell myself I will feel like so intimidated. But I
Mhm.
don't think that's the right approach. I mean, you have to look
Yeah,
this as an opportunity to be like alongside people who really have been in the industry for such a long time, who are
mm,
so accomplished. And
yeah,
it doesn't take away from the fact that you can bring so much to the table as well. This is an
yeah,
opportunity for you to show the world, people watching you, what you're capable of next to this like big names, you know?
yeah, yeah.
So
And it's
definitely.
amazing, like, this is what I told this other candidate. I said that it's just amazing to see the growth of other women. At the end of the day, we're all evolving individuals.
Yeah,
And even from pageant veterans, they are,
yeah,
growing individuals. And it's just amazing to see that we will eventually get there, you
hmm,
know, and
yeah,
they would actually look back and see, I used to be there.
Yeah,
And it's amazing to see that, it's something to be celebrated for us women, that we should never feel intimidated with someone else's strengths. Because
yeah.
eventually, you'd work onto it and you'll be there and nobody can be you anyway. So, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And it's a very good point what you mentioned, the fact that sometimes, we might tend to look like other people's numbers and like where they are, what they've done. But when you think about it, people who are like, doesn't matter if they have like 1 million subscribers or followers or 500, they started somewhere,
Yeah.
so it's the beginning of the journey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to, let's see. Okay, one of the comments that I saw here, it says your next interview should be with Tita Lavinia. Both of you have cats as backgrounds.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. If you're able to talk to Tita, you will love it. She is like the sweetest, most supportive lady ever. So
Yeah.
definitely I suggest it. So I know that, I don't want to keep it for too long because it's the beginning of the day for you. I don't want to take too much of your time, but um, I wanted to ask you one more question. So
Okay.
after, let's assume, right, you get the title, you get the crown, the
Okay.
new Miss Universe Philippines, sana all, crossing fingers.
Yes. Praying, praying.
Yes. There is a very short period of time between
Mm-mm.
the national pageant and the international one. How do you plan to prepare? Do you have a strategy? Or is it really going to be like hard work every day and like figuring it out every single day?
You know what, Luis? Yes, that's so true. We only have a limited amount of time. So let's just
True.
say I win. Let's just say, and claiming that I win the Miss
Yeah.
Universe Philippines, um, I'll be focusing on developing onto my walk. I think that's one thing, and
Hmm.
be surrounded with people who would help me in my communication skills. Although yes, I know I do have it, but if
Yeah.
there's an area where I need to improve on, I'll
Hmm.
definitely go for it.
Of course.
And I'll be spending a lot of time, I believe so, would be the children who I'd advocate for. I think that's one thing that it's just so important to go back to your why.
Hmm.
Because I know, like I said, you're going to be put in a situation wherein people would judge you and people would throw their opinions at you. And
True.
oftentimes, even those compliments or those bashes, you would lose track of your very reason, of the purpose of why you're there in the first place. So it's good to go back to your biggest why. Um, I'll be spending time a lot in that areas. But yeah, like I said, you know what, Luis, if I ever get to win the crown, you know, um, although a lot of people would say, oh, it's just months of preparation and you were able to nail it. Personally, it's not. It's years in the making. I didn't just join in the pageant, like I said, because I wanted to, but I have a purpose and I'm called for it. And this was my time. This is my time, and I'm going to nail it.
Of course. And we are behind
Yeah.
you, supporting you, you know.
Yeah.
I look at just all the people, like all the nice comments that you're receiving right now. So before I let you go, what will be your message for, let's say, like the viewers, the people who are watching you live, but maybe like the ones who will watch you as well afterwards, on the recorded version of the IGTV?
Yeah.
What do you want them to remember from you? How can we support you on your journey? How can we show you some love? I guess that's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for your support. Again, the votings is going to end on August 1. So every single day the app refreshes. So your vote is still counted every 24 hours. So keep on voting for me. At the same time, I hope that you guys would hear me out when I say that when a lot of people tries to pull you down, remember, your insecurities right now would eventually become your weapons,
Yeah,
strongest weapons in the future. If you don't believe me, just look at me right now. Know that you are loved, that you're enough, and you are capable, and you're able to do the things. The impossible is possible. So thank you so much, guys.
I love that. I would like to thank you for taking a few minutes out of your day, to come here and spend it with me. I love you already. I mean, I already knew
Oh,
that you were
thank you.
beautiful, that you were smart, but I love, like I told you earlier, I love your energy. And
Thank
we'll be
you.
supporting you. We'll be behind you. And anything that you need, feel free to just like send me a message or whatever I can do to help you on your journey. We're all
No,
here.
thank you. Thank you so much, Louise. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you everyone really for joining us, for spending a moment with us. And please, if you're watching, go and follow Jetty, show her some love, really give your support. Come on, everyone. So thank
Yeah,
you for joining
guys.
me, and I'll see you very, very soon, okay?
Thank you so much, Louise, for having me. Thank you,
My
guys.
pleasure. It's been an honor. Bye.